talking to him to try and push him in the right direction so that he don't have to screw his life up like I did in order to think that he's making a legacy. Because I made a negative legacy. But nonetheless, it's a legacy. You know what I mean? But Lamont used to come to my club back, Club 2000, and, he just wanted to talk to his son and let him know what it was like. So go ahead, let him know what time it is, man. What was Club 2000 like to bring him there?
Well, back in 93, you had other places where people went on the weekends, like Bentley's, the Mararas, the Shadow, to go downtown on Friday and Saturdays. But during the week, I'm talking about the middle of the week, on a Wednesday night, there was a venue where you can go to have a good time. You get your fresh dip clothes on, get your hair cut, because the girls is going to be there, entertainers going to be there. You went to Club 2000. Club 2000 was one of the premier spots up in the Washington Heights area because a lot was going on. Between 85 through 95, that 10-year period was really the crack era. You want to know? Get this book, A Raw in Harlem.
Hold it over this way. There you go.
A Raw in Harlem.
All right.
So you want information on that era, is right in this book. But from my experience as a regular guy who worked at Metro North Railroad and doing drums for community events and churches and all that, being a drummer, my thing was to go to Club 2000 on a Wednesday night to have a good time, to relieve my Monday through Tuesday stuff going on at work, and a place where I can go and have a good time, meet some young ladies, or just have that camaraderie of people all over Harlem from the east side or the west side on a spot to go to with no drama, no madness. Good time for the fellas. He had the girls there to entertain us. He had Slick Rick the Ruler to entertain the girls. You had celebrities from hip hop to R&B artists coming there having shows for music to be out there. Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, you name it, they was up in there. I'm going to the bathroom. I see Mr. Dalvin coming out the bathroom. I'm like, what the hell is this? So Unique had that situation where he could network and connect with people from all fathoms of the entertainment to do shows and perform for people like myself that have a good time and have to worry about, oh my God, do I have to worry about ducking and shucking and ducking, gunshot and fighting? None of that. So he brought that to the table for us 20 to 25-year-olds at that time to go to a place to have a good time and enjoy ourselves. And I thank you for that.
And you're welcome, big bro. But that's why I'm humbly and happily here to talk to your son, because I did a lot of foolery because I knew no better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now me and your father know better, and we can guide you in the right direction so that you don't have to try and climb that raggedy mountaintop that I climbed. You know what I mean? I climbed it because, like I said, and I'm not mollifying and not making any excuses for it. I did it because I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? But, I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it well. Because bottom line is I survived. I'm still here. Rest in peace, my brother, Tom, Jay. You know what I mean? I could go on and on, with names that people that passed that didn't survive doing that. You know what I mean? But I'm proud of you because you're making a change at the age that I was at, that I should have been making a change. And that's to go down the right path to try and do something to further myself. Like I asked you in me and your one-on-one interview, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? You know what I mean? Yeah. Where do you think you would be at today if it wasn't for your father being on you in the manner that he's on you?
Dead in jail. Reason why is that because he just put me on the right path just to be successful. And I appreciate you being my father, for real.
And I appreciate you listening and taking heed, because you have kids that has the two-parent home or don't have the two-parent home. You got fathers that's in the kid's life that has situations that didn't work out with the mother. But if you a man of yourself to still be in your child's life, like I was, to make sure you have that situation for yourself, that's what it's all about. Yeah. You're going to have kids that's not going to listen, but if you take heed to what's right, you can have it instilled in yourself, okay, if I'm going to listen to my father who's in my life, that took the time to be in my life, why not? Because all he's going to know is share his experiences on knowing what to do, because he been there and done that. So that's what it's all about, to have that and take heed to it. And I'm proud of you that you did that. Now you in college. You're going on in your sophomore year, so you know what you exactly want to do, because you have me and other men role models in your life, like your pastor and other men, your coach, Dave, that be on you on that aspect, so you can be like, you know what? I got men in my life, like my father and Pastor Crenshaw and Coach Dave, to steer me the right way, because a lot of boys in my age group don't have that. So why not take advantage of having that in my situation and move forward and prosper?
Yeah. You know, that's a good structure, you know. But like I said, man, I know it's going to be hard and there's going to be a lot of temptations, because you're going to have your friends that don't have him in your life or access to people like me in his life to be in your life. That's going to try and tell you to walk down a negative path. Let's throw this rock. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what we call throwing a rock at the penitentiary. Mm-hmm. Whether it's snatching somebody's pocketbook or jumping the trains down, no matter how big or serious. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, you're going to have to make your decisions and remember what we've been through that we're trying to prevent you from having to go through. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, everybody loved my lifestyle and hated it at the same time. You know what I mean? They love it because it's glamorous to talk about, but they hate it because they didn't go through it. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they know they don't want to go through it, and I don't want them to go through it. I don't want my worst enemy to have to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? But the stories is sensational, and you know what I mean? But like I said, you know, I'm not proud of none of that. If I could have changed a whole lot of things, I would have changed it, but it can't be changed. So I just took the lemons and made lemonade, and I'm just moving forward. And I'm proud to be able to sit here with this father and son to try and, you know that I had an impact on my man's life, that him looking at me, you know, when you looked at me, what prevented you from going down my path from what I was doing back then or from our era? Give him that and be honest. I don't care how you feel it sounds.
Well, coming from a middle-class family setting, I didn't have to go that route. Mm-hmm. I had everything. I had grandma. I had grandpa. I had great-grandma. I had great-aunts. So me being in that structure of family and love and middle-class setting, where I had everything from when I was born, growing up in Franklin Plaza, the east side of Harlem, in that middle-class setting, there was no need for me to go that route. You know what I mean? You had a lot of middle-class kids that was checking out the cats that grew up in the welfare system, under being in households where there was no father, there was just mama, had to be on food stamps, welfare and other governmental programs where they had to try to survive to make sure they ate every day, not wearing high water pants and skippies and being teased. They were the ones that mostly went that route because they wanted to have that upper echelons of I call it commodity of props. Yeah, I'm fresh dip. Yeah, I got the gold chain. Yeah, I got the girls. Yeah, I could buy the Mercedes and the BMWs. So with me having that other situation, I didn't have to go that route because I knew of my upbringing being in the church. I wasn't ashamed of being a church boy. Yeah, I'm a church boy, but you had church boys, and then the middle class kids want to go that route the other cats was doing because it became competitive now. Wow, they got the fresh dip girls. Wow, they get in the cars. Wow, they come with a different pair of sneakers every day with different outfits every day because they out there getting paid, and I just got to be on a strictly servant's allowance weekly because I'm already there. We didn't have to do that, but some kids chose that because of the prop situation. Having props is all about, growing up with cats that you went to kindergarten and elementary and junior high and high school with, and still seeing them at 40, 50 years old. That's the commodity of props you want. You want to be like, yo, Terry is dead. He was only 18. Wow. Yeah. Kevin is dead. He was 21. Oh man, Pookie, he didn't get to see 25. Jerome didn't get to see 30. Those are the integral ages that a lot of our black men from the Bumpy Johnson era didn't get to see because of the hustles of Harlem and the way things was presented to them because of their livelihood structure. See, with me, I didn't have to do that because I went to a school where I had the after-school programs where I can get my part-time job, knowing how to present myself in interviews, knowing how to dress for an interview. Yeah, it was a kind of, thing where I'm like, damn, homeboy got a new pair of sneakers every day, and I got my one or two because I'm the middle-class kid. It was tempting, but I knew not to go that route because cats was dying or going to jail. And the reason why the older cats was using the younger cats in my age group because they was worried they have to be situated on going to jail for a long period of time if they get caught out there with the package or they got caught out there with the money. So in that aspect, with me having that structure, I was good. Yeah, of course, it was competitive, but I still was good. I still was getting the same type of girls. I didn't get the ride fast enough, but I know I had to make sure I had a mentality in my head. Do I want to have that fast stuff or live to see my grandkids?
Very good, very good. So now, what do you take from everything that we just said as far as how would you put that into your own words on the direction that you're going to go from what we're giving you today?
I use this as motivation, and I say motivation because it just gives me a better way how to how to move right, So hearing all those stories is just give me like a different mindset of how I want to live my life, and not follow people's footsteps on how they make bad decisions. So I just want to make the right decisions and be successful. That's my main goal.
And Grandpa was there for you too. Yeah. Grandpa coming from Catania, Puerto Rico to Harlem as a 5-year-old, moved his way up, learned how to drive that stick shift. He did trucking for 40 years and plus because he had that God-given gift of learning how to use a stick shift to drive tractor-trailer trucks. So what he instilled in me, of course I got to instill that in you, and you want to pass that on, the Morales legacy. So my grandkids, if you have a son, you could pass that on to him. It's an ongoing thing. Yeah, we had the Bumpy Johnson, the Nicky Barnes, and the other cats from the 70s that passed it on to the 80s cats like me and Unique. But it was all about decision making on the individual. Either you went that way or you didn't. But he's a true survivor and he's a true entrepreneur because even though he had all of that, he still had a mindset, but let me invest in somewhere I can still have people go to a venue to have a good time in the middle of the week. Instead of waiting till Friday and Saturday, go way downtown where they, could try to find parking, or they taking the 4, 5, or 6 train, whatever, and when I could have somewhere local where people can go to and have a good time. And that's what he did, no matter what he was involved in.
And like I said, that's why I take responsibility for and let everyone know that I'm not bragging about it. It ain't none of that. I'll be lying if I said I didn't have fun, because I had fun at the time, but I didn't know what fun was. I could have had a different type of fun, like raising my child. Right. You understand? Like what you're doing. To me, this is fun. This is more fun than all the parties I threw. You know what I mean? Because I lost 26 years with my son. You understand? My son was 7 years old when I went to jail. You understand what I'm saying? In 1993. He's now 36 years old. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, it went from this to a grown man. I came home to it here on his face. Right. You understand? I still remember changing my son's diapers. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, my daughters. My daughter was 6 years old and my other daughter was like 18 months. I come home and my 6-year-old daughter got a 9-year-old daughter, which is now my granddaughter. So I'm coming home to a grandchild. And that's what we're trying to prevent you and the rest of them watching this from going through what I went through. That shit was whack. My life was whack, man. You know what I mean? My life was whack. I'm not saying what a person think they want to hear. I'm telling you the facts of what I know now. My life was whack. Because this is life. To be able to raise your son. I'm raising my son from 36 up. I'm raising my son. I'm being a father from 36 years up to my son. And I'm being a father to my daughter from 34 and from 28 up. I done missed from, 18 months to 28.
It's been tough for you because even though he missed all them years, at least they still became professionals and successful.
Oh yeah, no, I'm proud because Allah willing, I chose good mothers for my children that listened to me while I was in prison, and I was able to be in my children's lives to guide them in the right direction because their mothers respected me enough to listen to my opinion on helping with the guiding of my children. But I wasn't there physically. You know what I mean? And, you know, my sons and us is excellent, but, you know, my daughters, they feel a certain way. They ain't going to admit it. But, I don't have no gray area. I just see black and white. You know what I mean? So they say, yeah, now we love you, Dad. We ain't mad. Now I know how you feel because I know you're more emotional and I see it in certain conversations that we have. But I'm not mad because those was my choices that took me away from them. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm trying to prevent you from being taken away from your father by making the same bad decisions that I made. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what life is about. Each one teach one. They say it takes a village. I'm the village elder. I'm the village fool. Because I wound up with life plus 20 and did 26 years. So I'm the village fool. End the story. I'm the village fool. I'm man enough to admit that. How many other men coming out of prison or been through what I do could honestly sit here and say that they was a fool? If they can't say that, they haven't grown. They haven't elevated. They don't know what they missed. Right. I was missing the little things in life. I haven't seen a tree. I haven't touched a tree or a leaf on a tree. It took 22 years before I seen or touched the tree physically. Before I'd seen or touched a butterfly.
It's not easy. It wasn't easy, but see, the thing is, he overcame that. He's back home, and he's trying to make sure your generation and younger has it situated where they have to go through what he went through and make sure they have a mindset. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way. You know why? Because yeah, I may have kids one day I want to raise and see grandkids. That's what it's all about. Ever since you were small, have you ever heard anybody say anything negative about me, about your father?
And look what he did. He went and got the village fool to sit down and talk to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. He went and got the village fool to sit down and talk to you to prevent you from being a legend in the streets, but really a fool in life. Because, yeah, I'm a legend in the street. They love me in the street. They love my name wherever I go. You know what I mean? I get my flowers. You know, they love me. Of course, we got the haters. You know what I mean? But the haters just don't understand. And I'm good with that because I don't care about them. You're who I care about. You understand what I'm saying? You who I care about. I don't care nothing about a dude want to spread propaganda and lies about me because the streets know, the penitentiary know. I held it down while I was in prison too. You understand? And I don't get no props for that. I was a fool for even going there. Let's get that straight off the rip. You know what I mean? Just like you know what going on the street, you know what going in the penitentiary. The same way you got a legacy in the street, you got a legacy in the penitentiary. You got a legacy in the school. You got a legacy in college. You know what I mean? A legacy in grade school where you remember who was the school bully and who was the class clown and who was the smartest kid and the prettiest girl and all the things they have at the end of the yearbook. Those are legends for your grade, for your, for your generation going up. I just shot all the way to the top because I had nobody to grab me, to pull me down or to give me the wisdom that me and your father is trying to give you and the rest of the people looking on today. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't chase views with my channel because, like I said, you know what I mean? I could call any gangster and they're going to get on my podcast.
No problem.
Any gangster.
Because you got a good rapport with everybody.
You understand what I'm saying?
Everybody.
When they come out of prison, they call me before they come out. When they want to come out, they working to come out, they call me because I learned the law, even though I couldn't read or write when I went in. Because I refused to stay in. I refused to be buried. You understand? Your father just got the book. You know what I mean? I didn't even sign it because I hate to even look at my signature. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even know. I still don't know how to read because I spent all my time typing. Because I found out that they had what they call keyboards out there, the Quixie pad. You know what I mean? Y'all might not even know what the Quixie pads is because y'all just jump right into using the phone. But I had to study that so that I would know, what I'm leaving behind. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, when I left the prison and go into society, I wanted to jump in and go back to being a king in my field without breaking the law. You know what I mean? Right. So I learned to read, I learned to type. When all my friends in prison were saying, what did you do going to talk about you taking class, you going to type. What the hell you going to type? I'm going to type my autobiography. You know what I mean? It's going to be called A Row in Harlem. You know what I mean? And they're going to buy it, they're going to love it. And I'm going to write the movie script to it, I'm going to sell it, and I made goals and plans. And that's what you have to do. You have to set your goals and your plans. That's why I continue to ask you, what do you plan on doing in the next 5 years? You know, in 2 years, you graduate, right?
3 years.
In 3 years, you graduate, so you already have the answer for your goal for the next 3 years. So what do you want to do for the next 2 years after that?
For the next 2 years, just doing what I love to do, broadcasting, making a TV show, being an actor, doing a lot of things that I was born to do, which just create content, give people other opportunities. Like if other people love acting, I give them opportunity to show they talents, they showcase.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, I see in good in people, even people don't see it in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can see the good in the old fool like me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What good you see the old fool like me? Because I don't even know what the hell good in me no more. They talk so goddamn bad about me. And I know I was a bad guy. I was never a good guy. Let's get that straight. You know what I mean? I didn't get labeled to be a kingpin. You know what I mean? And on America's 10 most wanted list for being a good guy. So, if people want to dig up what I did back then to be labeled a bad guy, alhamdulillah, go do that. And y'all, live off of that. You know what I mean? But I know what I need today.
My thing is, like, I just give people chances to do right. If you do something wrong, I see it as a mistake. I just don't want you to, I don't want to see you do that again. So if you did a mistake, you did something wrong, I can still see good in you because I know you could do something right. I know you could do better. Anybody in this world can do better.
And let me give you a jewel on that. It don't matter what we did yesterday. If somebody got to dig up what a man did 30 years ago or 40 years ago to try and discredit his character 30 years later, you know what I mean? That means that man is doing a hell of a job today.
And they need to get over it.
You know what I mean?
Sorry to say, but they need to get over it. That was like 34 years ago. We in 2021, just get over it. Yeah, it's good to do your history, but you can't get mad that happened 30, 40 years ago. I'm going to tell you, just get over it and just move on. Everybody makes mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes, but he's changing up. So I'm proud of you.
You know what I mean? Thank you, big brother. And this is what my channel is all about. This is what I'm all about, man. Yes. Because you got to remember, before the devil was the devil, he was an angel.
That's right.
And
right-hand man.
And nobody speaks negative. I mean, nobody speaks about the positive that the devil did. All they see is that the devil is a devil now. Right. You know what I mean? So the same way I was the devil back then, and yes, I was the devil. I was a screw up. I was the devil back then because I did everything under the sun to survive, and I didn't care who I hurt or who got involved. Bottom line is I wanted to survive. You know what I mean? But here it is 30 years later, and now I'm doing good for the youth where people have to go back 30 years to try and say that I was a bad guy or trying to make it that I'm still a bad guy.
I like the terms of use was, because was is a past tense word. It's not a future, it's not a present word. It's a past.
Exactly.
Was. That means that was back then. We're talking about right now.
But that's what I'm saying. They can't say I'm doing nothing wrong today, so they got to go dig up. So
yeah, and that's where it gets tricky because haters gonna hate. People use the terms you a hater, right? Haters got to get over that. And I just feel like
just gotta move on.
Move on. Like it's good to do your history, but you can't hate on a person that did something 30 years, 40 years ago. I mean, it's not like you was dead all that time. You probably a youngin' and you probably dig up something. He's a bad guy. He's no good. But you probably wasn't even born in that era. Like, wasn't even thought of. Like, Yeah, but a lot of people gonna hate on what you did or what you have. So it's just like you can't really get into that.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say, man, no disrespect. I wipe my ass with a nigga feelings. I don't care what nobody think about me. All I care about is what I could do for you to prevent you from screwing up your life like I did. How I could help him prevent you from screwing up your life. To prevent you from screwing up your life, those that's looking. You know what I mean? So if somebody want to hold on to what I did in the past, yeah, and I'm telling you out my own mouth, I was a bad guy. I didn't care about nobody, male, female, nobody. It was about Unique. End of story. You know what I mean? Now I'm trying to give back to my fellow people here. And you know what I mean? Just to let it know what it is, man. And to anybody looking that I might have hurt along those devilish times of my life, I apologize. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Because I moved past it and I worked my way out of prison. I worked my way out of not being able to read and write. And now I'm trying to make sure that he continued to get his schooling because I needed somebody to tell me to get my schooling. You know what I mean? So like I said, for anybody that I hurt, male or female, that feel bad, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, my brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? But this is who I am today. If you don't want to accept it, like I said, alhamdulillah.
People don't gotta accept who you are. They gotta respect who you are.
Oh, they definitely respect my gangster.
Yeah.
That's the least of the work.
Yeah.
That's why they got to dig up to try and discredit my gangster.
They gotta respect who you are.
You know what I mean? That's why they
gotta
trying to
like
dig
who
up
you
to
are.
discredit my gangster. That's why I love it. You know what I mean? Because I sit back and I look and I say, man, if they got to go back 30 years ago and can't tell me I'm doing nothing wrong today, man, I'm doing good.
That's right.
I'm doing good. That means I'm really God's child. I'm God's chosen child. If they can't pick nothing that I'm doing wrong today and want to tell me about what I did in 1988.
And that was a crazy year too. Yeah.
And you know how many close friends I lost in 88 that wish they was wild as me to survive to be here 2021 to see if they decide to want to help the youth, to help the fathers save their own youth.
88 was off the chain. I remember.
Come on, man.
It was
You
off
already
the
know
chain.
88, walking around with 2
88.
pistols, bulletproof vests. You know how that was.
We had a movie theater, Victoria 5, on 125th Street. It's not there no more. It's a building now. They're building a skyscraper building right over it. 88, cats was getting shot up in there. 88, cats was running and all over the place on from 125th to 155th. 88 was crazy, man. I was 18 that year. I remember 88. You know what saved my life in 88? Being Spud Webb on the court,
tell 'em
playing
about it.
ball. You know what saved my life? Playing the drums, man. Getting that God-given talent that was given to me to play the drums. Deal with positive-minded cats that was want to graduate from high school that year to go into college and do other things. 88 was off the chain. It was a glamour core era where the girls was coming out with their shorts, they poom shorts and the biker shorts. Yeah, you remember.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
Daisy Dukes,
Daisy
baby.
Dukes. Come 88. You would never know, man.
You know how many dudes got killed behind the girls wearing those outfits and dudes disrespecting them and carrying on?
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
From Lenox Avenue to Riverside. Crazy. I'm an East Side cat. East Side was because we had the mostly project housing over there. The project competing against each other. But on the West Side, them block wars, the competition where everybody having their own blocks. No joke, my brother. And for me to be an 18-year-old to still be here at 51 to say that I survived that.
Yeah.
18 to 51, losing cats all over the place because they had to be down. Because they had to be down. Hey, you'll never know. But Unique will know. I would know. I was no street cat. I would consider myself as a regular cat. But I knew the street cats. You know why? Because I created alliances with everybody. Oh, yeah, you can go to Taft Projects on the east side. Yeah, you can go to Grant Projects. Yeah, you can go to Esplanade Gardens. Yeah, you can go to 135th Street. You can go to 140th Street. You know why? Because I met cats along the way to create that friendship and that camaraderie when I have to worry about, yeah, I can't go on that block. That block is no joke. Or, yes, I can go on that block because I know such and such. Or yes, I can go on that block because me and him play ball together. Are you kidding me? Having a life situation where you can't go on different blocks in Harlem? No way. There's no way, no how to live like that. But when you have a situation where you can have respect and get the respect, where other guys from First Avenue all the way to Riverside or Morningside or St. Nick or Convent or Amsterdam or 8th Avenue, you have no worries, man. That's what it's all about. You see cats that come up to me to this day since you was a little boy. Yo, your father was this on the court. Your father was that. He knew all the girls because he was smooth or whatever. Nothing negative, because the respect that I earned from these guys and kept that camaraderie of friendship till this day. A lot of them cats know about 88. Unique know about 88. I know about 88. The reason why we mentioning that year, a lot of cats didn't make it, man. A lot of cats didn't make it.
I said rest in peace to my brother.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Rich. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Jay. You know, rest in peace to Tom. Rest in peace to Eric. I could keep going on all day.
On and on.
You know, I mean,
on and on.
Those were times, man. But like I said, youngin, that's why I'm here, man. I'm here to give you the jewels so that, you know what I mean, you put the chain on in life and know that go to school, get your education, and do what you need to do. I didn't learn to read until I was 32 years old. You know what I mean? And I still don't know how to write at 57. You know what I'm saying? If I wrote something down right now, I might not be able to make it out next week unless I take my time and write it. You know what I mean? But I can't scribble a number down and expect to look back in 3-4 days and know what it is. You know, that's why I love technology now too. You know what I mean? That's why I love technology, because I can type and text it, or I can just tell my girl Siri. You know what I mean? Or tell Alexa, pull this up for me. Those are the two best women in the world for me, Alexa and Siri. I love them. I'm already married to them, so y'all leave my girls alone. All right? Just so you know, I don't need to learn how to write when I got them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And that's what it is. But man, you know, you want to tell your father something before we go, man, about this meeting and how you feel about this? What are you getting from this?
From this meeting, I'm getting a lot of life experiences. I'm getting from stories. And I like stories, you know, so I like how you express stories back in the day. I like how you express your story, what you went through. So it just give me an aspect on how I want to live my life, you know. So it's just a lot of motivation, and I'm gonna take this forever.
And I'm proud of you, big brother. Let's say a prayer, man. Let's say a prayer. You know what I mean? God bless us for coming here today with this young man and his father. We're going to make it happen. We're not going to let the haters stop us. We're not going to let the negativity stop us. We're going to push forward. And if there's anybody that's, you know, trying to get help, you know what I mean, we here. You know what I mean? And we here divided, you know what I mean? And we come together united. You know what I mean? And we united now as one, and we thank you, God, for bringing us here together. Whatever label you want to put on God, Allah, Judah, Buddha, Jah, we here, God. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
And y'all have a good night. And God bless you.
God bless. Thank you all. Thank you.
You're welcome, big brother.
Cheers. Cheers. Toast the crime. Toast the crime. The crime. The crime. The crime.
Can of 26, heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio. get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. Baby horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he tryna stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the rudiments.